What's that mean? What's a
Okay, I'm going to call the Grand County Fiscal Court meeting to order Tuesday, February 4th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. I have Brother Greg Nemo who's going to give us the invocation, and if everyone can please stand. And then afterwards, the flags are in the back of the room today, so we'll pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, as this fiscal court meets this day, I pray for your guidance upon them in everything that they do. I also pray for their families as they give their time and their talent to serve this community. And Father, I pray that you'll bless them in a way that only you can. Father, thank you for all the things you've been doing through them in this county. A lot of things are happening, and they look good, and thank you for them. Now, Father, just bless this meeting and everything that takes place. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Nemo. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Pat, if I could have you call roll.
Magistrate Riley.
Present.
Magistrate Koldar.
Present.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
And Judge Dills.
Present. First thing on the agenda, need to present for a motion to approve the minutes dated January 21st, 2020.
I make a motion to approve minutes provided for January 21st, 2020.
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to fiscal matters, present for review and a motion to approve the claims drawn on the general fund, the road fund, the jail fund, dated February 4th, 2020, along with transfers as presented.
Having reviewed the claims drawn on the general fund, the road fund, the jail fund dated February 4th, 2020, along with the transfers as presented, I'll make a motion that we approve those and as printed.
I will second.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, present for review the Grant County Treasurer's cash position report for February 2020. There's no action required. We have a chance to look over it. Okay. Moving down to item number 3, present for a motion in accordance with provision of KRS 64.517 to adjust the compensation for 2020 for the members of the Grant County Fiscal Court, the magistrates, the Grant County Attorney, the Grant County Coroner, in the amount of 2.3% as determined by the Department of Local Government, retroactive to January 1st, 2020. The current CPI just came in last week for that adjustment. I'm needing a motion for approval.
I make a motion to adjust the compensation for 2020 according to KRS 64.517 for the members of the Grant County Fiscal Court, the Grant County Attorney, the Grant County Coroner, and the Grant County Coroner, as presented by the Department of DLG.
Retroactive January 1st.
Retroactive to January 1st, 2020.
That's correct.
I'll second the motion.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2020-02. That's item number 1. Present for a motion to approve resolution 2020-02 to accept a grant from the Federal Aid Highway Administration and a motion to authorize Judge-Exec Chuck Dills to sign the agreement as well as the other documents necessary related to the Grant County Heritage Trail Project. Everyone would have had that in their packet on the resolution that they're needing for the grant.
I did notice a typo up here, and I'll fix that up. I didn't catch that. So
from needs a M instead of a 1 at the end.
You got it. I make a motion as read to approve resolution number 2020-02 to accept the grant presented this evening for the Federal Aid Highway Administration to authorize Judge Executive Chuck Dills to sign the agreement on behalf of the Grant County Heritage Trail Project.
I second.
I have a second. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next one I think everyone's going to be agreeable for. I need a present for a motion to approve the Grant County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020, along with the resolution between the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the Transportation Cabinet, the Department of Rural and Municipal Aid, and the Grant County Fiscal Court, and the grant permission for Judge Exec Chuck Dills to sign agreement. Peggy, what was the increase on it? I looked at it,
It was
Yeah, like over
It was about
930,000.
30,000.
yeah, it was about a
It was down
30,000
31.60.
increase from last year
right.
Until
in emergency road aid fund.
I thought ours last year was 900 and something.
It was 30,000 increase we looked
It was,
at.
yes, it was about 900. Yeah, I know it was above 9 because it was 8 the year before, and I was going, oh, good, we got extra money. I make a motion to approve the Grant County Aid Cooperative Program Agreement for fiscal year beginning July the 1st, 2020, along with the resolution between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid, and the Grant County Fiscal Court, and grant permission for Judge Executive Chuck Dills to sign the agreement.
I will second.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we will definitely need that increase for road repairs.
Ditto.
Okay, moving down to ordinances. Present for second reading an adoption of ordinance 0001-2020-0237, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof, along with the notice to be posted in the local paper showing adoption if approved.
I got a question on this, Judge.
Yes.
Let's see. Mike, on this, if we don't get, we're going to get the SAP in July now, or?
No, it's
March?
starting March 1st.
Okay, it is start,
Should have them in there starting March 1st.
Okay.
I should be going to get them in the next couple of weeks. The week before, for sure.
Okay.
I'm hoping they give me a little more time.
all right, so this 147 is the the total compensation for them that we're going to get from the state? Is that what it's equal to for the last 3 months of the year, of the quarter? Is that what this amounts to?
I'm not sure what you're asking, Sean.
Okay, on the amendment that we're going to increase the budget on,
It's right here.
okay, how many does that 147,960, is that just the additional $9, or,
Yes, that was additional. We calculated that on the additional $9 for 60
Okay.
inmates.
so
For
that's
the-
not an additional 60 inmates, that's just,
Your inmate pay is going to be the same. The $9 is additional to run the program, which is what we're paying Shepherd's House to come in.
okay.
And
So
I
that-
think what she's asking is that 150,000, is that just to see out the next 5
Fiscal
months
years.
of this
The
budget?
fiscal year,
Okay.
Well, and the question to bring that up on the SAP, that's with 60 inmates. They had asked about increasing that, but they're waiting for them to start the program in March 1st. The thing is, I don't think we'll have to do anything with the budget, because if they're not going to bring them in until July, we'll prepare the next budget for 2021 with that anticipation. We'll know before July, when we're preparing the budget, what we'll need to increase that line item for the revenue and expenditures.
based on 90 probably, right?
That's correct.
Is that, yeah, and that would be 90 at the 9 additional dollars, and then the rest at the 31.
The easiest way for me to tell you is the $9, just forget about it, because You're not gonna get it. That goes to pay.
It's a pass-through.
Yeah, it is a pass-through, but I'm just, on the revenue line, it has to be reflected. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the reason for the
I
amendment.
understand what you're saying now. So that'll have to be shown as a revenue pass because it's gonna go through, it's an expenditure.
Correct, on both
Yes,
ends.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I will, you made the motion, correct, to,
No, I did not.
okay.
Not yet, she had a
apologize.
question.
I had a question.
Okay. Well, then, I present for, we've already made the motion last,
I didn't
Week or
write
so.
down who made the motion, so.
but we had already done it.
No, this is for, no, we made a motion to advertise it. This is the ordinance changing the,
Okay, I thought we had already done the
well, we did,
ordinance also.
going with the SAP,
Okay.
for me to sign for the SAP.
Okay, so I will make a motion to adopt the ordinance presented this evening, 0001-2020-0237, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and the amendment as discussed this evening, and for the notice to be posted in the local paper showing the adoption.
Thank you.
I second.
I have a second. Is there any further questions of it? If not, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 under ordinances, present for a second reading, adoption of ordinance number 0002-2020-238, an ordinance related to amendment to the Grant County zoning map for application Boats Lake LLC, along with the notice to be posted in the local paper showing adoption if approved.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 0002-2020-0238, as discussed at our last meeting, an amendment to the Grant County zoning map for the application of Bolts Lake LLC, and the notice to be posted in the local paper showing adoption if approved.
I'll second the motion.
I have a second. Is there any further questions on the topic? If not, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to new business, I have on here for a motion to declare surplus the needs of the county. The bench is located in the Grant County courtroom pursuant to KRS 45A-425. The only thing I don't have on here is the method of means of disposing of them. It'd either be by public auction or online auction, trying to look at both avenues to see what we would generate more money from.
Chuck, is there any reason to expand the motion to include other things as we finish cleaning up here? Do you think there's going to be anything else, like any desk or other chairs or
No.
anything else?
There will be at some
But
point
we'll
once we
just
get
do
that
it-
together.
Okay, do that later.
I'll make a motion that we declare as surplus to the needs of the county. The bench is located in Grant County courtroom pursuant to KRS 45A.425.
I will second.
I have a second. Any further questions? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to departmental reports, present for review the Grant County Doctor Report, the Grant County Building Inspector's Report, the Grant County Road Supervisor's Report for the month of February 2020. No actions required. Any questions on the reports?
I had none.
Okay. Item number 2, present for review the Grant County Coroner's Report for October 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. There's no action required on that report either. Any questions on it?
No, sir.
Okay, if not, moving down to Judge Executive's report. I want to report to you the electric on the heating and air conditioning units has been completed. The heating and air has been completed in the building. Final inspection from the electrical inspector is going to be tomorrow. And anybody that hadn't viewed the boiler room in the last few days looks a whole lot different. We've got the all the new electric panels, the breakers in. We had some concerns. We had some wiring that was in the building that the insulation was deteriorated, that they were able to pull through on some of them and get that fixed. So they came back in when they were doing the test of the heat on the heating and air, trying to figure out if we had everything covered. They went ahead and piped in heating and air to the women and men's restroom downstairs to help with it, to try to regulate the heat consistently through the building. It was a challenge with house heating because of the design of this building, to make sure, and they've done an excellent job. I mean, the building's warm, and I'm looking forward to this summer to see what the air will do. So they'll be back to do tests during the summer to tweak anything that needs to be done on it. Also, one of the things you heard, we were surplusing the benches in the courtroom. The reason for that is, you notice we're getting this redone in here. We're going to replace it with individual seating, so this room could be used as an all-purpose room for training. We're going to have monitors up where different entities, community programs, community can come in and move the chairs around. They're stackable chairs that are cushioned, so they'll be comfortable to sit in, but it will make it a nice room that the community can use, because we're sort of confined with the bleachers that this room can't be used for anything but court meetings and zoning meetings. So we're trying to open it up for the public's use. Also, we'll be attending the judges conference starting tomorrow, with trying to meet with all the new secretary cabinets that's been appointed by the new governor, so that we know who we need to notify to get our road aid funds, to get our emergency funds, and all that. So it should be real productive in the next couple days. With that being said, that's all I have to add to right now. Roger?
Not much to report in District 3. Everything's going good. As everybody knows, the construction on 22, everybody's complained about the bridges for many, many years, and now the bridges are being knocked out. So we need people to also start spreading the word that they can't be bypassing with heavy vehicles across Clarks Creek and these other roads. I believe the DOT was out there, was it yesterday?
Today.
And today. And these are county roads that they're using as a bypass with heavy vehicles, and now they're going to destroy those roads. So
If you have issues, call 428-1212 and report it
please.
frequently, so that there could be additional support brought out here to help our local law enforcement.
Yeah, and if anybody asks, there's alternate routes. They can take the exit 154 Williamstown, cut across 36 to Four Corners,
Absolutely.
which is a state highway, instead of trying to go down the rural county roads.
And the state highways are designed for that type of traffic, that weight of traffic, and our county roads are not. These tracks will get out here on these county roads and load it up, and it could be a bad accident out there, and in addition to tearing up our infrastructure. So if you see anybody or hear anybody, or just in general speaking to anyone, please help us out so we can use your tax dollars for other things that are needed.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, as I've got about three things to mention. As Roger said, on Highway 22, they are underway. I went out there today, and you can already see a big section already cut out, and jackhammers are really hitting hard with it. Also, like to encourage the community to be watching for March 12th. That's our kickoff on the census counting. And it's really important to the community to make sure that everyone, when you get your packet, to please follow the information on the census. You can do it online. There's a paper you can do it, because that gets money into our community, so everyone does count on that. And also, in observing the roads, there's a lot of road signs that people are still stealing. And it's going out today, I know I had about 6, that were already gone. And it's very costly to keep replacing these signs. So if we can get the community's help, those signs are there for a reason. It's especially on emergency assistance and 911. When those signs aren't up, that just delays emergencies getting to people's locations. So, just encourage people, don't steal the signs when they're up because they are expensive to replace. Your turn, man.
The only other thing I was going to add, just to save an email, Mr. Tatum, and this is probably already on your radar, but goes along with the county roads that are being more frequently traveled as a result of the bridges that are being repaired. Some citizens had a suggestion, as the weather is conducive, if we could go ahead and be cutting back and with the brush trimmers and all of that, just because some of those areas have already grown up since late summer or fall when we cut them. And so if weather allows over the next couple weeks, if we could try to make that a priority where it makes sense to do some cutting back on the roads just because of the additional traffic. And then just in District 1, just following up on, normal housekeeping things, nuisance complaints and those types of things.
I had one other thing. Heathen Ridge, we're complete on that now. Is that correct, Steve?
No, we're not complete.
Really?
Okay.
I think
Got the
that,
rail in.
Okay.
We got to come back and dig it out and put the cribbing in the rock.
Okay.
We're done on Dry River Mount Zion Road. We've got both of those done.
Okay.
Except for Blacktop, you can't do that.
Yeah, sure.
And one on King Park Street's done. We like the one on Baton Rouge. I mean, the rail is in on all of them.
Yes.
We just got to come back and put the cribbing and rock in. One on Baton Rouge and one on Heathen Ridge.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you for the expediency that's been done on all these. Of course, the weather, I think, has really helped us along a lot, but, getting in and getting out, I didn't hear any complaints, so.
yeah. Thank you.
We tried to make it easy on them as we could.
Yeah, I was out on a couple of the sites, and they are working quickly.
Yeah, they are.
To get 'em
I'm just
fixed.
really,
And since Steve, we're already talking to Steve, I wanted to bring up also Baton Rouge Road. You all started today on the turnaround. You got it completed? Well, Shauna was down there
I was down there.
earlier and checking. I know, Phil, that's your road. We went in on the end of Baton Rouge Road at the 22 end and put a turnaround. The Grant County school system couldn't get to 6 houses because of the bridge out. Also, there's some concern with some health issues in that area for the ambulance. It wasn't able to turn around. So we done an executive order. Steve got out there today and obviously got it finished. So now at the end of Baton Rouge Road, until the bridge is fixed, we've got a turnaround and plus the county road trucks, knock on wood, I hope they don't have to plow snow on Baton Rouge. But if they do, now they have a place to turn around. So it's serving multiple purposes.
If FEMA doesn't cover that, we should ask when we're down there tomorrow for emergency, that 3%, because that would qualify definitely for that.
It would.
well, that would be actually under the state.
Yeah.
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 That one, I was just thinking the 3% of funds they withhold.
And then also,
Yes, that's true.
Tom Clemens is the one that gave us permission to use the bottoms down there on his property to make this turnaround. So I appreciate
Yes.
him allowing us to do that easily to accommodate the emergency vehicles in the school system.
And I already called Kevin Wright.
To let him know.
He went down there and looked at it and said it's fine.
Okay.
We turned around in it today. It did okay.
Well, it's bound to go down a little bit because
Yeah.
the ground.
Well, we tried to mash it when we was
Yeah.
But we backed the loaded truck on it and held it so it'll hold the bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main thing is garbage truck.
Yeah, about 6 of the houses, they were having to accommodate, get to the top of the hill, and the school's going to have to bring another van out, and so it saved it. Thanks, Steve, for getting that done. Jailer's report.
So the good news is, I met with Mr. Thomas today, Jarrett, and he believed after this evening he would be fully staffed for our SAP, which is going to start the first. Definitely, we have a director who I've met. She is from Grant County. So that is up and going. As Chuck alluded to, we tried to extend it with our bed openings. I wanted to see if they'd give me more allotment, and they want us to come back and talk to them after we get this one up and going. On the inmate numbers, on state inmates I have 130. County inmates I have 140 for a grand total of 179.
How many county did you say?
49.
Oh, okay.
I thought you
said
said
140.
140.
You are math.
Yeah, that's the largest I think
I
I've
thought we've got some problems.
No,
I said, God answers prayers.
I
We
may
need
have
it
said
more in
49. I
Yeah, but not
apologize.
county.
I know. Okay.
That would have been an all-time high.
Okay.
for sure.
All right. You got the whew. Okay.
So just to give you an update, the reason why SAP's going to be so important. In the last 2 weeks, since the last time we met, we traveled and picked up 19 different inmates from other facilities to house as a state inmate, as well as we picked up 4 from court up here this last 2 weeks. After Friday's total, the state released from our facility 21. So with that SAP not only bringing in an asset to the community and to the state that's needed, it also, I believe, is going to help our numbers
Tremendously.
a little bit there for an extended period. Madison County's numbers, our contract's still open with them. They're happy with using us. They said they have their population down controllable, so they came and retrieved the 7 inmates or 8 inmates we were housing for them. So they are now back at Madison. It's, for the most part, other than dodging the rain, we were able to get down to Shady Lane, and there's several other roads still on our radar. It's just with the weather and sicknesses keeping everything going. We're going to get to them and move forward before spring starts grass season.
Well, and thanks for use of the Class Ds. They've been at the courthouse saving us some man hours, lugging lumber in, cleaning the courtroom back up from, it's hard to keep the dust out with sawing going on no matter what.
Yeah.
We did this afternoon cover the tables and stuff to
That's good.
keep stuff down, so.
They really helped this afternoon, and when Chuck told me this morning we were going to meet up here tonight, I didn't believe him. It was that bad.
It was bad.
And
On Shady Lane, would they pick up trash and things?
Yeah, there was a big dump. I can't give you a tonnage report anymore
That's
because
okay.
we basically are just taking it from the roadside to a dumpster.
Well, I noticed Dry
It
Ridge
was-
Road today is very bad. I don't know if
Yes,
that's on your...
that is on our radar.
Good, okay.
It and a few more, and that is next to be picked up.
Pretty
Okay,
Mountain Zion,
good.
Dave.
So is this
Yeah, I wish we put a camera out there.
is this just residents driving and throwing stuff
yeah,
out
I
the
know.
window?
Oh, this is
Dry Ridge
even...
Road it is because
It's terrible.
been
It's-
picked up multiple times. Shady Lane,
Shady lanes
unfortunately, has been picked up, but it's areas where people feel safe and depositing.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Most
see
of what I'm hitting
bags
in
of
the trouble
garbage.
areas we're re-hitting.
Those,
Yeah.
in fact, there's a couple bags. Maybe we could go through those and get some addresses. I don't know, it's just a thought.
Well, they are. Brian Miles has been pulling the garbage
Yes.
when he picks it
Oh,
up.
has he? Okay,
Brian's
because-
he brought Dry Ridge Road to my attention.
Oh,
I believe
it's-
there's
yeah.
some mattresses out there too.
I didn't see the mattresses, but I did see bags of garbage. It was just so much, I just thought, oh, this is
Yes.
terrible looking.
Well, and you start getting a couple of these individuals and setting some examples, and maybe word will travel fast.
Yes.
Shade, it was little over a pickup load. We were able to get it on, but when I say a pickup truck load, I'm talking
It was,
Heat
like
trucks.
yeah, it was just terrible looking.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Lived in Mount Zion, when you're heading toward Mount Zion, the riprap, the big rock
Yeah.
right beside the road, it's full of tin,
Yeah.
pop cans, paper cups, all kinds of, I don't know what's over the hill.
Why's people doing this?
Well,
No respect, Phil.
exactly.
No respect.
Yeah, it's sad.
And see, that Creighton Mount Zion would be a state pickup then, and you don't, do you do the state?
I try to coordinate with the two crews that I have hired out to the state.
Sure,
I'm not gonna tell, county, state.
I know,
We try to
get to what you
coordinate
can
so we
get.
can get the most done.
sure.
If the state can get a crew there, we usually let them do it, and
Okay.
they've been successful.
Yes,
Ruark Lane, for instance, I thought it was a county road, and it's a
the
state
state,
road.
mm-hmm.
We hauled several trucks out of there, the state did.
Oh, wow.
So, I will bring that to my road crew supervisor's attention so he can pass it on to the Department of Transportation and see if we can't get them out there real quick.
Thanks, Mike. Sergeant Mike Wright's here with the Sheriff's Office. Anything you want to add?
What's his name?
Mike Wright, Sergeant Wright.
The sheriff just wanted me to pass on about three things. The three new recruits that we hired, they're starting week 2. So they've got through their first week. Also, yeah.
I thought you were going to tell us and one already left or something.
No. January ended with the sheriff's office taking 75 cases. Since then, in the first 4 days of this month, we have topped 84 as of 6 p.m. tonight, which is up roughly, I say, between 10 and 15 cases from where we were last year. So, that's all I have.
If it declines, we like that. The low
Cold
number.
months. This is cold months.
I know.
Until summer.
Yeah.
Also, while we're here, I'd like to offer condolences to the Todd
yes.
Cummins family. Todd lost his father
Nelson.
this past, the prior week, so.
Okay, thank you, Mike. That clears up all reports. Anything else, Steve, you want to add? I think you got it covered. Thanks for your work. Moving down to citizens' address. Anybody want to speak to the court? Not? Okay, moving down to adjournment. Before I ask for a motion, I want to remind everybody that the body of the court will meet at a special meeting held on Wednesday, February the 12th, 2020. The reason we're holding there, we're going to have an official date that the General Assembly of Kentucky established Grant County, Kentucky, as of 200 years ago. So that is the exact date, 200 years ago, that the county was separated from Pendleton County and became Grant County. On that day, we're going to do a resolution. That's our only plans at that meeting, is do a resolution. What we're going to kick off for is in April is the date of the first fiscal court meeting. And hopefully the courtroom will be done or close to be done by that date in April, that we can hold a larger celebration. But we're gearing up. The committee's been meeting with different functions going out throughout the county from all the cities celebrating the 200 years of Grant County and the city of Williamstown. So I'd like for anybody here or anyone else to attend when we do the resolution on February the 12th. The next meeting will be held on the 12th at 6:30 p.m. So I need a motion for adjournment.
Sir, are we going to have any refreshments, or Chana said something about we're dressing
That's for
in
the
a tie-
April.
Okay.
Oh, it's for the
Okay.
April, okay.
In April,
And where are these costumes going to come from?
You're going to
out of
make
your
it.
closet.
200 years old?
Does anybody here know what we need to wear for 200 years ago?
We better do some research. So that will happen in April then?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I make a motion that we adjourn this evening, and we'll report back on February 12th at 6:30 to celebrate 200 years, right?
That's correct.
I'll second that motion.
I have a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I want to thank everyone for attending tonight.